really feel punishment, slave.
I sometimes scream out, no. When really they mean yes. Yes, yes! And this is why we have the safe word. Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop. She's not a Christian!
Safe word with Jason Rouse.
It's $10 at the door. Show's gonna probably start around 9:30. Doors open at 9. Come down. There's gonna be some special guests and myself. I have a lot to say tomorrow. We got some issues to address to the city of Hamilton, and you people that will be there, or I will get you. So that laugh you hear in the background is my buddy Hunter.
Hey, man.
And Hunter Collins here in Toronto. We're down on King Street. It's finally summer's shown up.
Yeah, it's nice. You leave the door of the wigwam open. Nice to be here.
That's it. There's I got a futon pushed up against a fence in a public park. Most of these beer cans are full of urine, and some of them are for beer. But I like to kind of do a little guess which is which.
Somehow this one's still fizzy.
Yeah. It's because I like to jog on the spot, the carbonated, and then I do two shot glasses of bleach, and for some reason it makes a beautiful McDonald's orange flavored soda.
That's chemistry for you.
Chemistry. Have you had Iron Brew?
Yeah.
Have
it's
you?
All right.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like champagne cola.
No, it's terrible. But before we get into the rest of this, you have a tour coming up.
Yeah, I got a nice...
You're touring Canada in the summer?
West Coast.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got Edmonton July 29, and then the following weekend Calgary, then Vancouver, Abbotsford, and Victoria.
That's great.
Some Kelowna one-nighters.
That's
in there,
great.
Are
you doing the Yuck Yucks in Victoria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
So I'll be like the 6th or 7th, or I don't know, maybe the 10th headliner going through. But
can they get more info on this? Obviously, huntercollins.com.
Hunter Comedy. Yeah.
Huntercomedy.com. And all your you keep it up to date.
Oh, yeah, it's all up there.
Cool. 'Cause some people go to the local clubs and can't navigate the sites well enough to find out. When's your show? I got emails. Is it at 9 or 11? There's 2. 9 and 11. 9 and 11? But I'm trying to get my thoughts together.
It's going to be fun being out there in BC in the middle of the summer, though.
Oh. The audiences will be a little lighter, but the quality of travel time that you get from touring Canada in the summer, you feel like the littlest hobo, right?
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, Prince Albert kill me. How many weeks? 3 weeks?
5 weekends.
5 weekends. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Are you usually you end up with a couple different guys across the board?
Yeah, it'll be a mishmash.
Do you not know yet?
I don't know. I'm seeing.
I make requests.
Yeah, you got pull.
I do have a bit of pull, but it took me a long place to go. Who's that?
Oh man, someone's knocking on the fence.
Hold that for a second. UPS guy. How you doing?
It's the UPS guy.
Not too bad.
He's got a box of fake assholes that Jason has to sign for here. Look at that. Rubber ones, wooden ones. Oh, look at that. That's a Hispanic rubber asshole. That's nice.
That guy's been trying to fuck me for 2 weeks. He shows up with a shoebox full of dog shit and then goes, did you hear him?
Yeah.
That was a woman.
Oh, my God.
And her clit was hanging out of the bottom of her shorts like wet dog ear.
Mouthful of ball bags.
Watch this. See the cat? I don't really...
The cat pissed a little.
Yeah, he did pee a little bit. That means he's ready to mount. So I tour in Canada for 5 weeks in the summer. That's fantastic.
Yeah, out west.
Vancouver, Calgary, Victoria.
Abbotsford, they got a new club out there too. And Edmonton. I started off in Edmonton, and then I get the
Have you
fuck
been back
out.
to Edmonton since we've been there?
No.
That's probably, maybe, I'd say top 20.
Yeah.
I know that sounds a little broad, but there's been some shit in between that. That was fucked up. We can talk a bit about that?
Oh, that's top 5 for me, man.
Well, I killed a guy, so it goes down 4.
Yeah, the shows were weird. It was hot and cold.
Well, let's explain because we got a lot of people from all over the world. Edmonton, Alberta. Now, Edmonton is the capital of Alberta. Is it? No. Is there a capital?
I think it's Edmonton.
Edmonton?
I think it's a guy with his pants around his ankles bending over alongside of the highway.
Village
He's the
idiot.
capital. He's the
I'm
capital.
the capital. He just has a shirt that says capital. Some life insurance company. I'm the capital. He's moving closer to the children. Take him down.
Move the capital.
Move
Arrest the capital.
Keep him moving. So anyway, who gives a fuck what the capital is?
It's awful. It's like 9/11 every day in Edmonton.
It's like with none of the skyline,
Yeah.
just the panic.
Only instead of
Just
Saudis, it's junkies.
That's it. It's fucked up. It is. It was mental coming down that street because usually, growing up in Hamilton, you develop, especially I think it's like a product of your environment. You develop a peripheral. Like I'll go into a bar or a crowded area where there's people, and I'll go, I've grabbed my girl by the arm and I'm like, come here, step over here. What are you doing? I'm like, there's a fight about to happen right there. What? And then all of a sudden, smash glass over the face. How did you know? I go, because I grew up with animals.
Right.
Let's get the fuck out of here. No one's going to be a hero tonight. That guy is going to murder somebody. And I don't think I can keep an erection anymore.
Yeah, in Edmonton, you need your spidey sense, like your junkie sense to
Junkie sense.
on fucking red alert the whole time.
And if like Hastings Street is just you're submersed into that spidey sense. Where Edmonton, it is coming down. People are falling down out of the sky on your shoulders and stuff. There's, what was it? Zombie? What was that Brad Pitt movie where all the zombies run up to the
World War
helicopter?
Z. World War Z.
Yeah, it's like World War Z, right? They're very, they can cover a lot of ground very quickly. You'll just be at a bus stop having a dart, and all of a sudden, can I get some money? And then a tooth falls out on your shoe. Hello?
Well, and here's the difference between, say, like a junkie haven like Hamilton and Edmonton is that Edmonton, they've all got oil money.
Yes.
So
they're
like
prescription drug drunk. They're like
They're
boutique,
rich junkies.
Boutique drug addicts. They go and they make $100,000 in a month.
Yeah.
Then they come back. They spend about $100,000 on a vehicle, mainly a car, truck or something. Get all fucked up, shoot their girlfriend at the strip club, and then drive the truck off the side of a mountain. It's a different kind of lifestyle.
And then as long as they pass their piss test the next week, they're back at work.
Yeah, you could sell clean urine down there for more than oxys.
Yeah.
So they get fucking wrecked. I find the pill meth people have more of a deader eye. At least with heroin addicts, there's some somberness to it, but you add synthetic heroin or meth. For instance, that night we were doing a show. Who was on the show with us? It was me.
It was that Italian guy, Johnny
Oh yeah, Johnny
Parada.
which I saw him in a commercial in the States. He was
guy's
in some sort of
classic.
commercial. Yeah, it was great. But he's from Montreal?
BC guy,
Oh, he's
I
a
think.
BC guy. And so it's me, you, and Johnny. Johnny has foresight and common sense, so he went somewhere else. And we leave to go pick up some weed or something like that. And
I remember us walking down the street to the first bar, and there's like, this is just Edmonton for you. There's like, 20-year-old kids going, hey, you want to knock the mirrors off some cars and kick some car doors in? Yeah. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
yeah, it was like Circus Soleil on the street. People were going fucking nuts, ripped. I didn't really see any cops.
No.
They're always kind of left to their own devices. They'll thin out the herd themselves.
Yeah, it was like pandemonium at midnight.
So we leave. We go to that bar, Filthy's, right? Filthy
Yep.
McNasty's,
Yep.
that rock bar in Edmonton, which is fun. And I'm just like, I just want to smoke some weed, go to bed. And the girl shows up. She goes, well, we can go down to my friend's house. We end up at the guy at the tattoo shop's house. And then...
And it's covered in newspapers and debris and cat piss.
Yeah, it was like hoarders.
Yeah, like Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman were going to investigate a crime in that fucking house any minute.
There's yeah, it's fucked up.
I think the word greed was etched into the wall.
So we end up in a limousine with two Sri Lankan guys. Were they driving?
Yeah, we end up in a limousine with the
Two
chick
Sri Lankan brothers,
and
the
two Sri
chick.
Lankan guys.
Then we go to the gas station to get cigarettes, and I see this kind of cute little blonde girl standing in front of the gas station.
She was cute.
She was cute
until.
So then the Paul Bunyan comes back with that.
Paul Bunyan is the chick, by the way.
So Paul Bunyan goes, everybody's like in their own plan. I keep looking to you as a point of reference, like, are we going to be all right? This is awesome.
Man, the guys were feeding me like kokanese and shit in the back seat.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a good time.
They were great. They
Yep.
were great. And then the girl comes back, pulls this little blonde young lady into the limo with us. And she sits down. I'm kind of looking like, what's going on? She smiles. Oof. And then the horror of the situation sets
It'll never
in.
leave me.
She looked like she was like 21.
Yeah, she's young.
And every tooth in her mouth were about a half a size and the same color as a coffee bean.
Folger's face.
Folger's face, that's right.
The best part of waking up.
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
I was horrified. It looked painful. I have a thing
Yeah.
about my teeth and stuff. So when I saw there were like black pegs, she had meth mouth.
I mean, how do you drink a cold glass of water with a mouth like that?
I use Sensodyne when the wind changes direction. You know what I mean?
Oh, no amount of Sensodyne could put the enamel back on those little brown nubs.
Oh, man.
It
And
was
I'm not
like-
even exaggerating. They were black.
Yeah, root beer
They were
jelly
black.
beans.
Root beer
with
jelly
the
beans.
shell sucked off.
God. Why you got M&M's sticking out of that Hubba Bubba?
Oh my God. But yeah, and then like the bottle of vodka was going around, and then she took a sip. No one else took a sip of the vodka after that.
No, the party slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, and then
Because she went and beat up the guy. Paul Bunyan slapped out her boyfriend.
probably her pimp,
Yeah, her pimp beat up her pimp.
and then ushered her
Brings-
into the
and then
limo,
brings this
like saved
hooker.
her basically.
Yeah, rescued her. And then we get to the hotel. We're all kind of looking around and like, what the fuck? No, there's no way she's coming.
No, but then apparently Bunyan said, "Honey, you got to do something about those teeth," and then she ran off into the darkness.
Yes, it was very Ring.
7 days.
Yeah, and it never surprises me. I always end up in the most fucked up, strange places in Edmonton, you know?
That was a funny one. And Paul Bunyan had a bunch of weed up her pussy too.
Yes, she did. She pulled weed out of her pussy.
That was crazy.
That was
And,
crazy.
like bagged up, pre-bagged.
At the table. Not like I'll be in the restroom and come back.
Yeah.
She just starts pulling pussy weed. like she's digging into it like it's a change person. She's in a rush trying to get on a bus.
Fishing through the skin wallet for nugs.
Coupons. There it is.
Just flipping through the lips, different strains.
Wasn't that the name of her one-man show?
Flipping through the lips.
Flipping through the
By
lips.
Paul Bunyan.
But you started off, were you at the Works doing sketch?
I went to Humber when I was 19, and that's how I started doing comedy.
From right out of high
Montreal.
school?
Yeah. I did 2 years of college in Montreal.
And keep in mind, you still look relatively the same.
Well, then, thanks. I'll take it.
I am dying.
I don't know what it is. All the blueberries I eat. or
Rob
something?
Ross. I hadn't seen him in years. I run into him at the Underground at the Drake, and he looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Dave Murhedge looks like he has HIV. But he's going to beat it this year. I
Yeah.
told him that.
Well, it's his third time.
It is his third time around. But some people don't go so pretty.
No, yeah, it's I don't
Well,
know.
Boyd
Genetics.
Banks has always looked 150 since he
Right.
was 11.
He'll look great when he's 80.
Yes. He's going to look great. Fuck, I love Boyd. I love it when he's just so much fun to watch.
Oh yeah, he's a goddamn treat.
But you, so you leave Montreal.
Yeah,
You really, so you just online looking at
yeah,
potential careers?
I was in a cinema program at this rinky-dink college, and then everyone was very pretentious, making black and white art films, and I'm just making comedy skits basically. And my teacher was like, maybe you should look into this program. I know someone who like
Were you
is
interested in
involved.
like writing or directing films or
Yeah,
acting?
I want to like write movies. And
Yeah.
just write comedies.
Yeah.
That was my escape, and so I looked at the curriculum at Humber, and they had like sketch and stand up classes, and my heart just started glowing, and I just sort of decided to move to Toronto. I thought I'd move back when I was done Humber, but I don't know, fell in with a good bunch of friends and never looked back.
So first,
But I
day at
did a lot of sketch. I did a lot of sketch too out of the gate, and then I was in a metal band.
Yeah.
And then I just set all that aside, and because stand up was my true love.
Yeah, you kind of talk yourself out of it because it's so solitary and it's all on you. And sketch, you've got something to bounce off of, opposed to being in your own head all the time.
Yeah. Gesundheit. But there's very like that's campy sketch and stuff. It's like everyone wishes they were still at camp. I feel.
Yeah. It does have like a community theater.
It's a bit immature. I find it immature and embarrassing, and it's just not for me. It's like every show is people singing "Happy Birthday" or something.
Yeah. It's very hard, and then there's some like breakout stuff like, Mr. Show and Kids in the Hall and things like that. But how much stuff that is done between the in that medium that never sees the light of day as far as a television audience?
Yeah,
and
right.
most have you seen bad sketch on television? It looks like a fucking hate crime.
Oh yeah,
it's brutal.
Well, it's like
brutal.
Bad stand up is bad stand up, and it's ubiquitous. You can't escape it. You just go to open mics and you'll see it. But bad sketch is like way worse than bad stand up, and bad improv is the worst.
Oh, it's like a ship sinking with your entire family on it, and you're handcuffed to the pier. It's so brutal. But as comics, we can go in and find joy in that.
Yeah, at least there's some joy in the train wreck of stand up.
Yeah. Yeah, you go like, I guess this is a fucking shit night, everybody. I guess I'm the asshole that you'll be talking about on the way home. A boot. My boots are fucking hot.
Your boots?
Yeah, my boots and my A's. I've been back too long.
Yeah,
I got
here for a while.
restricted to 30 days. Show up at Humber. Who's in your year? Give me the list of people.
We had a great year. We had Brian O'Gorman. We had Nick Beaton. We had Sarah Hennessy. We had Jag Genkus, who's still at it. Mark Sinodinos, who's still running a club out in St. Catharines. We had... who else do we have? Cal Post.
Cal Post. You guys had a good year.
Yeah. A whole bunch of us.
I think out of the program, there's a hand, maybe 3 or 4 of us that went on to do anything.
Yeah. We
know.
got lucky. All like our circle of friends are all doing it full time now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. It's a tough one, especially in this country.
And it was weird coming into comedy at that time too, because I felt there was a sort of bit of a exclusionary mindset amongst the comics at that time. But we sort of supported each other and backed each other up, and which was always cool about you back in the day too. You were always nurturing and giving guys opening spots on your shows and shit. And I think the community's a lot more fostering like that now.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't really much of a community, I wish I had the timelines a little more specific. I'm probably fucking some of this up, but when guys like Tom Stade and Sean Collins and even Wilmot and Craig Campbell and there's about a dozen guys that left all within about a 3-4 year period, and there was a huge vacuum. So then it was like Gavin Stevens, Pete Zedlacker, Steve Patterson, John Paul,
right,
myself, and that kind of generation. And then after that, then there was like kind of Nikki Payne, and then nothing really kind of came about after that. Around that time, there was a huge void. Like I think the peers, the headliners in the country a lot of them were crap and out of touch. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't new blood coming in, but... Yeah,
you can't afford to be out of touch anymore. That audience smells you. Smells your I don't know, the distance. You
Yeah,
know?
but it's laziness. You watch Rick Overton. You know Rick Overton?
I haven't seen Rick Overton, no.
He's a legend, and I remember watching. He's one of the few because Mark. Not a lot of American acts came up here for obvious reasons. It was just out of the way and probably very little money.
Yeah.
And seeing some veterans stand-up comics coming out of the U.S. up here. The ones that were brought up, like Robert Schimmel and Mark even had Kinnison and stuff like that. And seeing somebody at the age of a lot of the headliners here, he made them look medieval. You know what I mean? He was on point, current. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome to see.
Yeah. Even I feel it. Like I'll be 33 next month, and like I'm still up there doing fucking Beastmaster references and shit, and I'm like, I gotta switch that for After Earth or something or whatever. You know?
Yeah, but you always have that in your back pocket. So when you go and do a maybe Comic-Con or something one year, and it's gonna, he did the Beastmaster line, Oh my God, who does that? You're our favorite. We love the Beastmaster. Check out my And you're like, hey, that was in my back pocket. Now I'm over at your parents' place having dinner with you.
Just because I did that joke about jerking off to the movie Beastmaster.
Oh, that's a great movie, by the way.
Hell yeah.
I saw it when it came out.
The mom from that 70s show, shows her cans in it under a waterfall. It's pretty huge. Yeah. You got that recorded off of on a VHS cassette from ABC at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. They're showing the tits.
Yes.
Beastmaster.
Who was that star, that guy? He went on to do a lot of...
hell? He was in like a Battlestar Galactica or some
shit.
shit.
Yeah, he was jacked.
Space stuff. Oh, yeah.
I just watched the trailer.
He-Man.
Did you ever watch Sword and the Sorceress? The guy with the sword with 3 blades on it?
That sounds highly ineffective.
It was cool. Well, you would think so, but at the end of the movie, spoiler report, he's in a battle to the death with this 3-bladed sword, and then he goes... and the blade shoots off and kills the villain.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Why didn't you use that all movie?
No, it's a closer. You can't open with a fucking flying sword blade. People are going to go, get the fuck out of here. But you bought in the story. You go, of course one of those things are going to zip off. But there's one scene, I think he takes the sword and he slams it right through this guy's head, and the blades go right between his eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. Sword and the Sorceress. I think there's some nudity. There was that 1970s van action adventure movies that all had a little bit. There was always a chick with Conan the Barbarian when he's banging that witch and throws her in the fire. I fantasize about that all the time.
Throwing the chick in the fire when you're done?
Okay, we can do that too. No, banging a witch, you sick fuck.
The wolf witch.
Yeah.
Red
I want a girl
Sonja.
rub her own shit on the walls and then kiss me on the cheek.
I just moved into a new place, and I swear there was blood all over the fucking wall next to the bed.
Google it. Google the apartment and see murder. And see if there's a history of murders in the apartment.
Tasted like blood.
Where are you living now?
Broadview and Danforth.
Oh, it's great.
In Cal. You got a nice place above a pregnant lady clothing store.
Oh,
I guess it's called maternity wear.
I think it's called Curves.
But yeah, we were hoping to hook up with some chicks who are DTF at the pregnant lady clothing store, but they just closed down last week.
Just yell out your window every hour. You'll be back. The kid's gonna have my goatee. No kids.
Can't get pregnant twice.
No, not the way I do it. So, are you still doing the Vapor Central?
Mm-hmm.
What nights is that?
Yeah, Thursday nights at Vapor Central in Toronto. Right on Yonge Street in the heart of downtown. Host a weed-friendly show. It'll be 8 years in December. We got this going on. And, there's some giveaways, a lot of fun.
And explain it. It's like it's at it's not a dispensary, but you go. It's a weed-friendly place right in the city center almost.
Yeah.
And it's probably the most popular open mic in the world.
It's been great to us. Definitely the biggest weed room in the world. I'd say.
Yeah,
and
I've seen up to almost a couple hundred people in there.
Yes, yeah, we packed it. It's been we've been really lucky. We got in at the perfect time when it was just taboo enough, but not weed was taboo enough, but not like persecuted like it was in the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
So we started just doing open mics there. And it's just a place where you can bring your own weed, and we put on a show while you get your little head baked. And
It's nice, though. Like, it's a classy spot.
yeah, we got nice couches and TVs going throughout the room that all broadcast the show, and we do fun little multimedia slideshows and shit. And the cops leave us alone. And now, I mean, weed's going to be legal in a matter of months, I feel. So sure, I hope it helps us. I hope it gets more people out, you know, that people don't feel.
Yeah, it's not so much a dirty secret because it's not only in Toronto, but so many places all over the States are doing these kind of backyard weed shows and stuff. I performed at probably a dozen different dispensaries in California.
Wicked.
They do like regular comedy shows and stuff, and it's really cool.
Because in the rest of the country here, all you have is Niagara Falls, Hamilton, and Ottawa that do weed shows. Montreal can't even hold a weed cafe open because it gets shut down.
It's funny because that's where most of the good hash is coming from.
Right. But I guess the fucking cops and the mob are one and the same, and they just crack down on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just trying to control the money because Montreal, Quebec has had such a big drug trade forever.
Yeah, you got that St. Lawrence River.
Is that how it all comes in?
Probably.
The cat's grinding up against you.
Hi, cat.
Hey. That one doesn't jump.
This one's like a badger.
I know.
The size of this fucking thing.
Yeah, he's big. He's mellow.
Big gray guy.
I like it. I lay on my back, and he does that little tap dance, and he helps massage my logs down. So I'm running behind my scat chats. Oh, you can follow me on Snapchat at JasonRouse666.
Scat chat.
So I do every morning daily dumps. You want to be around for that? It's a lot of fun.
You get any cool new shapes coming out of there these days?
You know what? I've been talking to this guy online that's going to make a kind of like a plastic, like a mouth guard, but for your asshole. It's really just a bunch of shit from Play-Doh Fun Factory. So I just duct tape the inserts over the old mud whistle, and then I make brown hearts.
That's great. Because you were working on a prism last time I saw you.
Yeah, it's hard to try to get that stuff to harden in time in the sun. What did you go up last night?
Last night I was watching the Penguins game. I'm a diehard Pittsburgh Penguins fan and big nerd, big fucking
hockey
superstitious. I don't believe in any god or nothing, but I have a little hockey routine. It's the only time I'll allow myself superstition. I'm embarrassed about it.
You set up a ladder in the living room and run under it 12 times?
La, 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 la. Yeah, buy a couple Dollarama mirrors and smash them.
All the bad luck. But yeah, I'm very much a disappointment when I travel abroad and people start to bombard me with hockey questions, and I have nothing.
I don't hold it against you.
Do you watch the CFL?
No, I'm not a hippie art fag.
Is that what happens? Hippie art fags watch the CFL?
Yeah, CFL has gone full hipster now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's totally flipped. It used to be for old uncles hanging out at sports bars.
Yeah,
but now it's full of people who go because it's not cool.
Oh, it's cool to be not cool.
Yeah,
that's
man.
not cool.
Nah.
Isn't it?
Fucking nerds.
I know. That's what I've been yelling at those fucking cunts all the time at like every show. And I just flat out tell them they're it's like a, what do you call it? Infestation. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy from The Matrix,
Agent Smith?
Agent Smith. That's how I feel.
Right.
And everyone else is in The Matrix is nerds.
Right.
And,
Humans are disease.
Nerds are diseases, and they need to be exterminated.
I'm curious. I don't want to run your podcast, but I'm curious to hear how it's been going with your, just with you being a vile fuck up there. Because we were like on the road last year, and you were like kind of griping about it, and it was really interesting. Sometimes you'd even gripe about it on stage. I thought it was cool. To be that candid,
but just shoo him down on the ground. This asshole.
But yeah, how is it stateside these days? The nerd factor, the cutesy factor.
It's global. As many places I've been to, there's always this kind of hub of the. I hate to brand them, but it's like a weird thing, the hipster movement, and this ultra PC, hypersensitive nonsense. But I use it against them because I'm already anticipating certain reactions for certain demographics. But I isolate them and then annihilate them.
Okay, cool.
yeah. But there's always assholes and people who are just don't give a shit, and I treat them the way they treat me. So
Okay.
it can be a battle of wills.
Right, and you're able to rally the rest of the crowd against them sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, I'll get them the audience because the diehard fans are been drinking all day and have a false sense of confidence to police the audience and stuff like that. But when going into those environments where you're doing rock venues and stuff, in more times than most, people are standing. There's a lot of distractions. You'll have a 2-hour discussion with the management on why the TV should be off while you be on stage. And while they're watching the game, while there's a show, that. I'm kind of over it. I don't know if I'm going to do any more music venue stuff. It seems to be more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, you want to...
In Canada.
You don't want anyone to wind up busting their ukulele over your head.
Oh, I love it. Love it. I love it. Love it. Have you been to shows lately? Gone to see any bands or?
Yeah, I saw Obituary and Cannibal Corpse a couple months ago.
Nice.
That was the last cool one I saw.
Was it the Danforth Music Hall or
It
something?
was at the Opera House.
Ah, great.
And it was cool. I went with a filmmaker buddy of mine, and
Is he into the music?
oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got the long hair and the beard. He looks like he drums for Lamb of God or something. But he, we tried to scalp tickets. They're scalping tickets out for like $120.
What?
So instead, we just skipped the opening act, which was Cryptopsy, and then we went to the bar, had a couple pints, came back out. We noticed all the smokers were just walking back in with a
Stamps?
with a S on in Sharpie, a Sharpie letter S on their hand.
Perfect.
So we just Sharpied S's on our hand and walked in for free and caught Obituary and Cannibal Corpse. So we all bought T-shirts to support the bands,
Yeah,
at the end of the day. But
But
fuck
the
those
scalpers, yeah, man, that's the worst. That
Yeah.
is the worst. I've seen, tickets online, then you go to the venue and it's $200 more.
Are you over?
For Barbara Streisand?
I ain't paying $100 for a metal ticket. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
I know. My tickets are usually, depending on where and when, but they're usually around $20.
Yeah. But it's a great show. I'd never seen Obituary live, and the singer's hilarious. He looks like he works at a bike shop all day and then doesn't change his clothes.
Yeah.
And then just does his show in his cargos and a fucking beige T-shirt.
Yeah.
But he's not worried about looking like everyone else or anything. He
You
just
don't
goes
get
and
into the
screams.
music for the pussy, do you? That is. I saw a King Diamond show with my brother, and we're looking around. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, 4 dump trucks and about 9,000 beards.
Yeah, I had a cool conversation with George from Cannibal Corpse one time. It was the least metal thing I'd ever I was expecting because he was
Talking about shopping at Pottery Barn.
we were talking about getting deals on Expedia, good
Oh, yeah.
hotel deals, and
You're a traveler, right? That
Yeah.
kind of information is very helpful.
Yep.
Especially flights and hotels are fucking can eat up a lot of the money.
Oh yeah, but you're expecting to be talking about drinking crow's blood in a sword
Yeah.
throne.
Oh yeah, I've run into situations where I'm talking to somebody and slid into some conversation that was completely opposite of my stage persona.
Right.
And we're having discussions over organic broccoli. Do you want another bump there, my lady?
You catch anyone cool lately?
I went to see Abath at the Opera House, the singer from Immortal.
Okay.
And what else did I see? I've seen a bunch of shows lately. What else? Fuck. I don't know. There was a few shows that I was doing shows the same night, so I missed. But I don't know.
I wish I could do King Diamond shit on stage as a comedian, but it's
Yeah.
just or to do shit as cool as Slayer, But fuck.
Then
You
it
need a
becomes more
team.
WWE wrestling kind
Yeah.
of stuff. You want flames shooting up behind you? I do.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, for sure. Blood sprinklers and
Oh, like a sleeping bag full of dead cats shower down on your head like Carrie.
that's rich. I don't know how to get a sleeping bag, but I can get you those cats.
Those cats, we need about 30 of them, and I want them soaking in a bucket of their own juice overnight. My friend's, my buddy, you know Elroy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Of course you do. Well, one of his dogs died. Didn't hear anything about it. So about 3 weeks later, his friend and him and his parents are going up to their cottage in Bancroft, and they're loading the groceries in. And then amongst the groceries, there's a bucket in the back with a dog in it with about 4 inches of dog juice in the bottom. And the groceries are all stacked in around. They slam the trunk. And they go, all right, let's go on that 5-hour drive in the heat now.
Oh, fuck.
Dog. The dog looked like a belly pig the time they got to where they were going. It was just bloated. I think they had to cut the bucket off the pig, the dog pig.
Well, you open the trunk and waft that shit around Bancroft. That's how you get pussy.
Yeah, I just smell of dead
A
animals.
lot of 15-year-old MILFs up there.
Marjorie needs to cross her legs. The kids are dry heaving on the teeter-totters.
And that's what gets you hard.
What do you got going up tonight?
Tonight I'm seeing my lady.
Oh, you got a lady.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Seeing a nice lady. She's a comic, very funny.
I'm painfully alone.
It's overrated.
I had a crazy thing. I had a bunch of crazy things.
What's the latest crazy thing?
Nothing now. I've,
Because you've become zen about your sexuality?
yeah, I'm just like, I can't take it anymore. It always ends up with some sort of thorn in my fucking side. I'm just going to go and wander off into the woods, lay down and wait for my time to come.
Bring a sheepskin rug and spit on it.
Oh, yeah, they're soft. If you get a tuna juice, all right, hear me out. Some tuna juice. You get 4 cans of cloverleaf chunk light tuna, but with water, the water one. You don't want oil-based.
No.
So you drain off the cans through a coffee filter, and you end up with about a shot glass of tuna juice. And what you do is you take the bear skin and you knot one end of it, and you start banging the knot. And then when you're about to come, you throw the tuna juice in your face so you can finish.
Because that way you feel like she came too.
Yeah. Or either that or warm fish tank water all down in front of your chest.
Oh, I'd rather drink Iron Brew.
Is he still dancing? What? Oh, fuck. I'm going back to LA on Monday.
Okay.
I got one show.
Did you
tomorrow.
pop it in New York?
No, I didn't end up going. I had some issues with a former business partner, so I've had to bypass that. I think it might go maybe the next month. But I got a show on July 1st, Comedy Store, Hollywood, Canada Day.
Oh, cool.
Be
Is it
fun.
a Canada Day show?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's
Who else is doing that?
It's probably like, Russell Peters, Angelo Zarukis, the usual suspects. Harlan Williams is usually around. And
I heard he's been bringing Deliseppi out and getting Darren's sets.
yeah, I saw. Daddy will probably be there folding up chairs after the show. I usually put him on table duty, and he'll bring chicken fingers around. And maybe Ron Jossel. Maybe we'll see
nice.
Ron. Ron's been down there quite a bit. It's always fun. I think the last 3 or 4 years we've done it now, and it's always a good time in Hollywood. Have you been to California?
Nah, man. I've been to California, but not Hollywood. Yeah, and not for shows either. I'm chicken shit to leave this place, man.
Are you?
Yeah,
But you
I don't know what to do.
You got all the. You got it all going on.
Oh well, thanks, man.
Yeah, no, but you do everything. You really do everything in all facets of this business. Write, perform.
Yeah. It's just I don't know where to start. I'm just so chicken shit.
Why not Europe?
Europe.
Did you follow up on those contacts?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, and I got lots of bites. It just didn't pan out, but I can feel like I'd rig a Eastern Euro tour.
Yeah,
I'd do that for sure, just to keep the globe open to myself. But like relocating to Los Angeles terrifies me.
Yeah, and you don't really need to at this stage.
Right.
But making trips to the state, New York and Los Angeles, but also check out like Tallinn in Estonia.
Okay,
like the stuff like that.
Those are the guys that were getting back to me was Estonia, Slovenia.
Yeah.
All those guys.
Yeah, they're a little behind, but it's developing. I'm looking to go to Germany and Poland at some point this year. I was looking at my itinerary from last year, and this one is not as broad. Mm-hmm. Every time I don't get a chance to go to the countries that I've been going to on a yearly basis, I'm like, fuck, I really like going there, man. It's so much fun. I love Sweden, and
I'm dying to see Scandinavia. I'm dying to see Scandinavian people and talk to them. I just feel like they would really accept me.
oh yeah, you would do great because your grasp of language and stuff, because English isn't his first language. They're listening more. They're paying attention because they don't want to be left behind in the show. So you don't have issues with phones and shit like that because people are just so happy you showed up, and
That's nice.
They're hearing a foreigner talk about something that they love very much.
Right. I feel like I'd just be walking in talking to a bunch of scientists.
Yeah.
Everywhere's
They're
everyone's a
great. They're
scientist.
educated. They're beautiful.
Yeah, scientists working at Burger King, scientists driving the bus.
They're everything that Americans think they are and have Canadian values.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Does that make sense?
Yeah, plus they're giant Amazon ladies.
Yeah, the girls are outstanding. I've never really, some of my longest relationships have been with blonde young ladies, but I've always favored darker features and hair colors and things like that.
Right, right.
What's your dream? If you had the Frankenstein, okay, you got 5 people.
Okay, that I can mash into one person?
Yes.
Okay, I'd go basically Sidney
This will never happen.
Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby? Is that...
He is the captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I just want to fuck Sidney Crosby, quite frankly.
Is that his daughter?
No, that's him.
Oh, Sidney Crosby? I thought you said
Yeah.
Cindy Crosby.
No, it's not gay. It's
You
out of
want,
respect.
you want to bang? Yeah. You telling him how much of a fan while his legs behind his head.
Yeah, I'm fucking
Most
him
kids
in the
want an
fantasy.
autograph. This guy's balls deep in me, crying with my jersey on.
I don't know. I honestly, I'm kind of like to switch it up. you
Yeah.
know, like so.
I don't have a specific type.
I know. I saw a girl who was Uruguayan, Norwegian when I was in Edinburgh, and she's still this day probably the most stunning human.
Oh, yeah.
I've laid eyes on. She had this like light brown hair and light brown skin. It didn't match up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see that in Sweden.
Green
You'll
eyes.
see, like, somebody from Sweden and then, like, half Nigerian, and you get, like, superhuman, like, just peaches.
Yeah, like future people.
Yeah. And you had that because they sterilized a bunch of them. That's why they
Jesus.
look so good.
Oh, they got rid of the nasties.
Yeah, they burned out the retards.
Threw out the mint jelly beans.
Yeah, they threw out the mints. They threw out the mints. And because of that, now you get this, it's some sort of genetic engineering. And
God.
yeah, they would sterilize. I think they swab the uterus with strychnine,
Oh my God.
and it sterilizes.
Does that work? Because the girl I'm seeing now, that sounds cheaper than the pill.
Yeah, just move to Hamilton for a year. Everybody's sterile.
Sit on that park bench. When you get up, you'll be infertile.
But Hamilton's coming up.
Oh yeah, big time.
Isn't that a shock?
It sucks though, because I used to like going down there
For the
and
danger.
lowering myself to their level.
Oh, you're Hamilton 11.
Now I go there and they're expecting me to fucking sing Botticelli areas and shit.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I wanted to talk about your poon.
Show me your hole in the front. Yeah, it's different now, but it will be quite a city in about 2 decades.
Yeah. What's that show you're playing this weekend? You said it was like an artisanal crafts venue.
No,
Be playing for wicker baskets and
no,
homemade bracelets.
It's a cocktail bar in Hess Village called 10 Decades.
Okay.
That's tomorrow. And buy my album on iTunes. Fucking dying out here. Buy a T-shirt.
You getting the satellite radio play?
Satellite radio play?
Yeah, with your tracks, your album.
No, not that I know of. I forwarded it to Ben, and
Okay.
he's probably sitting on it.
Ben
as we
likes
speak.
you.
Yeah. But like everybody in this business, they're fucking lazy.
Yeah.
As if we're both laying on a futon together right now, holding hands. I'm eating Doritos off the small of your back.
Yeah, I should have worn pants.
Have you had? What do you do?
I do nothing. I chill out all day. It's great.
Yeah, I
This
know,
is
it's
why I
like-
got into this shit.
I'm not a morning person. Yeah, neither am I. I got into this business so I could, I don't go to bed till 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I get up at like 9. I sleep for about 7 hours, upside down in a closet with a trench coat on. Bela Lugosi's dead playing in the background. Malachi!
Yeah, O'Gorman says he might not be rich, but he gets paid and waking up whenever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
And that's always rang true with me. I love the lifestyle.
Isn't it? It's very appealing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I felt like I was cheating everyone when I started not working a day job.
Yeah.
But then I got really used to it, and now I feel like I'm cheating when I'm working. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. It is, but it is a lot of work. It's just your approach to work is different because it's for you and working on your craft. And when you're in a job, you're not a lazy person. You're not afraid to work, but why not work smart?
Yeah.
I remember just when I was roofing in Vancouver and stuff.
You roof too? I was a roofer, man. That's rough.
Yeah, and the owner of the company's knees were fucking blown out, man. He needed knee replacement surgery, and I'm like, fuck this. There's no way.
Jesus.
There's no way, especially shift work and stuff. I don't know.
And for what? It's just like waste 10 hours of your day, 5 days a week for 45 years of your life? The fuck kind of life is that?
You're indebted.
Yeah.
It's like that coal miner song. You got 15 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt.
Yeah.
St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. And then the cowboys just start fucking the shit out of each other. I think it was on one of the songs from Brokeback Mountain.
The voice of an angel with laryngitis.
Yeah, I can't sing. I'm going to try and sing. I've been working on some singing. There's a song on my album called Daddy's Pussy. It's
Run
a love
away.
song.
I always love when you go, run away.
Yeah,
turn
Bronski
away,
beat.
run away.
It's still in there. It's well, if I can't make him laugh, I'll creep him out
Right.
by singing 80s gay anthems.
I'll be-
Run away, turn away. That's it.
That part's for you.
It's fucked up. I've had some bad shows. What was the worst show? Because the last time we toured together, it was a year ago.
Yeah, pretty much like exactly a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. And we just did...
We did Edmonton, Calgary. I think that's it. We had a 10-dayer.
That's right. And the year before, we'd done more shows.
Yeah, we did 9 weeks.
Yeah. That was good.
Oh yeah.
What
That was fun.
cities did... What were the...
We did a whole East Coast, so everywhere between London, Ontario, and St. John's, Newfoundland.
Yeah, man.
In Halifax is where Manolis taught me how to rescue a spinal from the pool. We were in the pool at the Westin, and he's just dragging me around the water, showing me how to cradle someone. And then I realized he was just holding me up with his erection.
Yeah.
It's a dick. And
That
then
stump leg of yours keeps pushing on my lower back.
what's that between my shoulder blades?
Oh. Manolis, did you lose all your fingers on that arm of yours?
Smells like beef gravy through the water.
A wet apple fritter pushing up against their fucking dirt star. Ew. Gross, Manolis.
Yeah.
So you're first aid.
Yeah, he taught me first aid.
That's
but
his trick.
Two grown men.
You know how many people have ended up with herpes being taught first aid by Manolis?
I believe it's in the 60s.
I understand that you have to apply pressure to my chest and breathe in and out to force the air into my lungs, but why is your finger 3 inches in on me? It's rude.
That's so you don't move your neck. Keeps
Yeah,
you stiff.
yeah, it keeps you stiff. Yeah, I'm stiff, all right. You're massaging my prostate, and people are starting to point. This bathing suit doesn't have a liner in it,
At least the kids are learning something.
and that's what it's all about, folks. Especially on this show, it's all about learning about your bodies. Have you been watching pornography?
Yeah, what have I been watching these days? Been catching some MILFs. The MILFs are 25 now, though.
I
Doesn't
know.
make sense. I have to dip into the mature, and then you have to filter out the grannies.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It is a weird thing. Like,
Just to jerk off to chicks my own age.
when they say barely legal, they're barely legal.
Right.
I think it's like day of
Yeah.
or day before. No, they probably do it a day before they're legal and then release it the day that they're legal, so there's no
Right.
legal percussions. Illegal.
God.
I would go to the AVN Awards.
You went?
I performed there like
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
last 4 years, and
Do they do the grannies go up? Is there an award for granny porn?
yeah,
Get out.
I'm sure like, but they label it differently, not granny porn. This old ditch pig, get her cunt in the wagon and pull it up here. It's a double act.
Edna managed to keep the uterus all the way inside this year.
It's a terrible, old hole. It's bad, huh?
Well, yeah, some girls keep it together. Some girls keep it together.
No, but the clearly the the lady in her 60s.
Yeah.
Could you eat her out?
Oh, with a fork and a knife. With a fork and a knife and a shovel. Some Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, with a safety line tied to my ankle. I'm going to go in with a dog to see if it's safe.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Well, when I'm 60, I'll be fucking 60-year-old broads for sure.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Because Viagra.
Yeah, and I think my family, we've got a good... I saw my dad's boner the other day.
Oh,
He
go on.
came
I'm
out
listening.
proud of it, petting it.
He came over, he had it on a leash. Hey, look, son, no hands.
75 and still going strong.
Anybody want a hot dog? There's no buns left.
Yeah, I run a caveman diet. No gluten-free.
I think I just broke my back. I was cleaning the gutters naked again, and I keep falling and getting these erections.
Is this an erection or a stroke? Bit of both, Dad.
Does your dad like your potty comedy?
Yeah, he loves it. And
Awesome.
but he feels like he can... Like, my dad was telling me when I was 11 years old, stuff like how much he loved the smell of pussy and stuff like that. So
Whoa.
the barriers were broken down real early.
What's the age difference? How old was your parents?
My parents were 17 years apart. So my dad was 41 when he married my 24-year-old mom.
That makes sense
Yeah, I guess so.
for me, but I'm a drifter.
He was in a way too.
Was he in the arts or?
Yeah, he was a drummer in the 60s, and in the 70s he dealt hash, exported hash from Pakistan and India.
Was he born in Montreal?
Born in Winnipeg, grew up in Toronto, and then played
70s,
music in the 60s in Toronto. Then spent 2 years in India, got into the hash game, and then moved to Cali, and then in the 80s became a glass artist in Montreal, did etch glass.
Ah.
So he's been all over the place, and yeah, he's lived.
What was his motivation for all the exotic locations besides?
I think he wanted to just enjoy the human condition.
Yeah.
He just wanted to explore and get the most out of the mortal coil. And
And it was the 60s.
Yeah.
Everyone was just going everywhere.
oh yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It was a free love. Why not end up in Sweden in 1965?
Right. Yeah. They did a lot of Europe. Spent a couple years in Germany. He had a band called Moose Knuckle in Germany.
Moose Knuckle.
Yeah, my dad's into the poon. He's told me.
And your mother's from?
My mother's from rural Quebec, and but she's a.
He
English
shows
speaker.
up like Indiana Jones in a small Quebec village, and there's a French Canadian girl with a handful of poutine and a stripper pole behind her, and your old man's like, "All right, let's do this."
Yeah, I got my own apartment. I'm 40.
Yeah. Well, I got a roommate who stays on the couch, but he's leaving next year.
Yeah. She settled him down. But my mom left my dad last year after 32 years together.
No shit.
Yeah, in August.
Left him.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
it's good for both of them.
If it's not working, some people are so conditioned to be in a relationship that's, I don't know how. I see
Yeah.
some married guys and they're just like, what has she got on you?
What's the difference if you're 25 or 80? Get
Yeah.
the fuck out. Plus, I finally get 2 Christmases.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Super
But
Nintendo.
you want all the shit that you you want collector's items from the 70s now as Christmas gift. This is what you would have given me in 1970. So I want all the Star Wars shit.
Yeah.
It's all 100
Give me the
grand.
Batmobile.
Yeah, the dream house. I used to have a dream house. I painted it. I took black magic marker, Barbie's dream house.
Yeah.
It took forever and it looked like shit, but the plastic was very shiny. So I took a black permanent marker and I colored the whole Barbie house in black.
Cool. Made it into Danzig's place.
And shaved all the Barbie's heads and put them all in a family setting. And set it all on fire. My sister flipped.
Whoa.
I burned the whole, the schoolhouse to the
That's
ground.
so pyro.
It was a little nuts. And then
A Barbie head is flammable as fuck.
Oh, yeah. They go up and the faces all go in like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
How could you not?
I used to make I made a crossbow when I was a kid out of plumbing tubing, plastic tubing. Took different gauges of tubing and put tape around different parts of it so it would stop it, and made a bow, heated the pipe it up in the oven, and then kinked the bow.
Jesus.
Took a hockey lace, ran it through the bow, and then the big part of the tube was the thing, and drilled the bottom part, put a handle in it, and an armrest with a retractable armrest, so it was all like this. Took a saw blade, cut the top of the tube so you could pull the string back and sit it in this thing, and went to the hardware store and got dowel, made arrows, and they weren't very accurate, but they could move. And they had no fins or anything, so it was just pure power.
Good for firing at a crowd.
Yeah, and you just pull it back,
Hit someone guilty.
and dude, we could get. My friend's parents worked at a spinning mill, so he found these high tensile steel knitting needle pins, and we'd shoot these arrows just over houses in the yards. This is way before Game of Thrones. That show has put a lot of fucked up shit in my head. I think I was a medieval person, and I just have fantasies of chopping people's heads off with swords all the time.
But that's cool because you had you're a right brain person growing up around left brain people who had shops and shit, so you could really get creative and stuff.
Yeah.
I grew up in the city around people whose parents were fucking acrobats and kids story writers.
Yeah.
And shit, so
Children's
nothing cool
performers.
like that got done. Yeah.
Was it a very arty community, or?
Yeah, I went to art school, and all my friends are all artsy weirdos.
But you don't carry any of that. You don't look like at all like an art school kid.
I have a healthy dose of self-hate that keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your worst kind of person to run into in stand-up? You can name them too. Just say it.
Just people who...
Brian Hatt. Brian Hatt is one of the biggest assholes.
Just the people who are always looking for someone more important to talk to than you. That's the people I fucking hate.
Eddie Del Seppi.
Eddie'll give you time of day.
Yeah.
The rung climbers, the people who fuck bookers.
Glad-handers.
Yeah, glad-handers and brown nosers and cow towers.
Cow towers?
Yeah, man.
Interesting. What's a cow tower? Is that a Canadian thing?
It's ego petters, people who just fall in line, and I don't know, and also now there's a new thing, comics telling you what jokes not to do.
Oh, I've been seeing that.
That's insane.
I never get addressed to that.
Right. It's funny that your name doesn't come up in that because, I don't know, I guess we hold you to your own standards.
Yeah, I have this is not something I've dabbled in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you do it well and get your laughs, which is the bottom line.
Totally.
So if I don't give you could rape an abortion in your joke, and hey, as long as you present it and with a funny twist.
Yeah, this is the problem is there's no one's watched any Carlin or Pryor or any of that. Their talent point of reference is only over the last decade.
What the fuck did these people watch? Friends?
Yes.
Is that where they're getting their chops?
That is, and I hate it. I remember somebody, you got to watch this show called The Big Bang Theory. It was awful. It's terrible.
Oh, it's tripe. Paint by the numbers.
It's so fucking crap. I hate it. I hate all of it. Burn down the house.
But there's people out there who, like comics, who will tell you, I don't think you should ever talk about transgender people or whatever.
You.
And I'm like, I will never book those people because they're silencers.
Fucking cunts. Fuck off.
It's unbelievable. And then the Mike Ward thing, I don't know if you've been keeping tabs on
I
that.
was actually wondering, because I've talked to a couple of people, but this is your backyard.
Yeah.
So Mike Ward, a very relatively well-known comic in Quebec.
Yep.
Popular. Famous.
He's got, it's so hard to have DVDs going platinum, but his do.
In this day and age.
Country,
so, and known for his controversial stuff.
He's a blue guy, new host of the JFL Nasty Show.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he took over from Slayton.
Good. I like it.
Yeah. And he's a motherfucker in English and French.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those guys, man. I remember comics always from various countries, and they do great sets in English and in their native tongue. I'm still trying to get through grade 4. Fuck. So he said something about somebody.
Yeah, he had this joke about this kid with Treacher-Collins syndrome, which is basically a facial deformity. And you're also kind of deaf.
We call it the Rocky Dennis around my house.
We call it being Portuguese around these parts. So he tells this joke about the kid about how he was, because he would sing for the Pope and he sang for Celine Dion at the casino.
Can he sing?
No, he's awful.
Hilarious.
And Mike's joke is that he was defending him, and because he was getting these great Make-A-Wish style shots at, expressing himself before he dies. But the thing is, his condition isn't fatal. He's like, the kid isn't even fucking dead. I tried drowning him at the water park and he just bubbled back up. And it turns out the disease is he's ugly. That's it. He's a fucking uggo.
Is he confined to a wheelchair?
No.
Oh, so he's just ugly.
Yeah, he's just a deformed, ugly kid.
Ew.
And so
we'll work with that. I have.
Yeah, and he's in the public eye, and that's basically the crux of the joke. It sounds funnier in French because of the language you put on it. And but so the kid took him to the kid's parents because he was bullied a lot as a result of this joke being on
It's
Mike's
Darwinism,
DVD.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, he was bullied because of the joke.
Yeah, that everyone saw, so society turned on him or whatever, and now he's holding Mike accountable for the inhumanities of man against man, and Mike shouldn't be held responsible. So now he's in the Human Rights Tribunal facing $80,000 in damages, and Mike's dropped 100 G's in legal fees already.
That's a shakedown.
Yeah.
It's a right-out shakedown.
Transparent.
Well, Ari Shafir put out a special and addressed a young lady who was missing an arm and described her as disgusting and all this other stuff, and her name, first and last name.
Wow.
And nothing happened. She posted a reply video, and nothing.
Oh, right. Well, that's the way that armless woman is probably strong enough to withstand barbs and from people. And
yeah,
I think
probably good at tennis now with the one good one.
Yeah, the equilibrium's a little off.
Yeah.
She's got a great tornado shot.
She's really good at Street Fighter.
You just give her one roller skate and watch her go.
Watch her go in circles. Lean in.
But so I don't know, and this sort of sets a precedent if Mike is found guilty. That you say something about a politician being a fat bastard or anything.
Well, they're going after him because they don't come after me because I have nothing.
Right. But there is a trickle down. People feel entitled now at the clubs to piping up no, I don't like that joke. Well, yes.
Well, yeah, because they give them the illusion through these YouTube comments and message boards that I got backing. I might be popular. I might get my name out into the ether.
Yeah, my gripe will get some likes.
Yeah, and I'll get my own reality show because I don't like his cunt jokes.
Right.
Because they're a little close to home because my wife's a bit of a cunt.
My mom has one. But I don't like a couple lines out of a Sam Beckett play. I don't fucking screech about it mid-performance.
Yeah, I think the politics have fallen in line with the fashions of nowadays with this 1930s look. Everyone's regressed back to these old-fashioned ideas and stuff on, you can't say that. You'll ruin the town. Oh, yeah, well, Fuck you. Fuck you!
Yeah, I'm hoping Mike gets off on this one and he's footing the bill, man. He's already paid more than he'd have to pay out.
Yeah,
but he feels this has bigger implications, and he's sort of quite frankly, a bit of a martyr for the ilk.
That's why I kind of, I think I had a little foresight in some ways of defining a no holds barred comedy show very early on, and you can't fuck with it because it's all terrible.
Yeah. Well, every day it's not like there's worse. It's not like there's like the news isn't just as bad as your act. You know what I mean? And by bad I mean vile. You know,
a reality.
Yeah. You're just that's what you say, right? You're like, you made me. I'm a product of you.
Yeah, I'm a product of the environment. So stop complaining at the shows, and thanks for being on the show, Hunter.
Oh, hey, my pleasure, buddy. Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you?
HunterComedy.com.
Instagram,
it's all
Twitter.
Up there. Yeah, Hunter Comedy, and I've got all the links on my webpage too, to all my Instagram, Twitter, iTunes.
Well, hopefully this time next year we'll be somewhere doing a cool gig in a foreign land.
Fuck yeah, man. That'd be great. I'll see you in Estonia.
Nice.
Tilt a couple guava nectars.
I'm down.
I think it's indigenous.
Bye.
Safe word! Safe word! Safe word! Safe word!
Don't kiss me on the mouth. Don't ask if you're hurting me. And if you hear the safe word, stop what you're doing immediately. Do you have pantyhose?